Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. It's been a while since I've live streamed over here. uh, welcome anyone who's tuning in. I'm planning on just doing some prep. Okay, well. I think I'm going to actually do a little bit of... I think I'm actually going to try and record... I didn't do a daily journal video today or a sleepers. Just because I was kind of busy this morning when I normally would be recording. I pretty much rolled out of bed and went straight to take care of some adult responsibilities. So, I didn't get around to actually making a video today. So, we'll just live stream it once y'all are online. Let me see if I can get any more of you guys in here. Okay. I'll just ping the Discord real quick. Hello there, Megan, you're 66. Okay. Just pinging. I think I'm gonna show my my sleep session review here, cause I didn't do a sleep session recording today. So give me one moment here. I've got my phone casting to my computer. Just gotta enable it. Hey, there we go. So yeah, welcome to anyone tuning in. It's been a while since I've done a Pokemon Sleep live stream. We're not just live streaming playing Pokemon Sleep, although that's probably going to be a part of it. But a big thing that I want to do here is I want to run a lot of calculations. Try and figure out... try to figure out if what I'm going to be doing... What I'm going to be doing with the event, Latios. Man, it pains to be free to play. I just realized I don't have chat. There we go. What's wrong with chat? There we go. Okay. Okay. Pains to be free to play. I mean, my other account's free to play, and I haven't felt too gated by it, to be completely honest. But honestly, I feel like I've been doing really well on the sleepers, despite being both free to play and restricted in what Pokemon I can use. A lot of it's just how much time you're willing to put in to plan things in this game. Although money does help. Money does absolutely help. I'm not going to say that it's easy free to play, or just as easy. It's just, money doesn't help as much as you'd think it would. You can sink a lot of dollars into this game and not get anything. Because in Brazil the pass is very expensive. I don't know what the pricings... I know they do vary a little bit by country. I remember seeing an infographic about that a while back. Same thing with diamond prices. I don't know how different it really is, but... I have just the... I have the premium pass, and every now and then I'll buy, like, a bundle for a key event. Or buy, good camp ticket for an event that I'm particularly interested in. But not every event, not every bundle, and I never spend money on whistle. I never spend diamonds on whistles. That's a hard rule for me. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna dive, because I haven't done a sleep session review yet today. I normally record these and upload them. Diamond prices are way cheaper in Japan. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. It's probably, I guess it's just rounding error, probably, but... Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna do this sleep session review here real quick. I never did this today. It's now 9:11 p.m. in my time zone. And I didn't do my regular video, so I thought, you know what? I'll do it on stream. React to whatever I encounter with you guys live. So 8 spawns. Only 1 3-star. A good bundle price here is a Switch game. Oh, jeez. I mean, the big bundles here are really expensive, too. I calced them for, I calced what it cost on that one, like, thing that I did, the one spreadsheet for the was it Latios? Yeah, the Latios event. I'm going to do the same thing for Latios if it works, if they have the same sort of calculations on Rain on X. 3-star Tyrantrum. Hey, that's the primary reason why I pushed Strength, was to have a chance to see the 3-star Tyrantrum. I just realized they didn't give him a 4-star? He can't go on top of Snorlax's belly? I guess he is kind of big. That, looking at the Tyrantrum up against the Snorlax, that I guess I'm not that surprised. They could have him sitting like that, though, on top of Snorlax's belly. They could use the 1-star style, just have him... Snorlax might feel a little crushed, but... there are crazier things that could be sitting on top of Snorlax. Could have, like... Cosmoem. Not in the game yet, but... one day. What is it, 999 kilograms, I think? Like a tiny little orb about this big. Ooh, the big boy's hungry. So is the little boy. And another little boy. Okay. Do I just really go nutso for the dinosaurs? Let's see, Tyrantrum I think takes 16, so... Because what I could do is I could just catch 3 with 3 great biscuits. I almost call them briskets. I think what we do here is... lucky. I mean, it is during an event week where they're all boosted. What do I want to do with this? I'm pondering. I think what I want... Natu actually is one of my long-term hunts. So, I'm going to feed the Natu. Have you caught a good dino yet? I caught one that's... good if I can get it to level 75. But I want one that's good earlier. It's okay levels 1 through 50, or like 1 through 74. Level 75, it becomes like actually really good. But I don't want to wait out until level 75 if I don't have to. And even then, it's just a good one by my standards. It's not like an amazing one. It's not something that I'm happy to invest in. It's something that's like, this meets my standards. Okay, and then we're just gonna drop 3 great biscuits. I like dinosaurs, okay? This isn't because I need one at all. I just want a really good one, because I like dinosaurs. He's not even that great that he's worth this many great biscuits. I'm just a dino fanatic. Yeah, I got a decent one the other day that was like... just... It was Berry Fighting S at 10, and then like 2 irrelevant sub-skills, and then Helping bonus. Yeah, maybe I'll be lucky this time. I mean, these ones do have guaranteed gold sub-skills. Hoping 75 comes soon, because I have 2 Berry Specialists that have Help bonus and Speed, but Berry Fighting S at level 75. That's a lot more rough than the one that I found, because waiting for 75 for the Help bonus is a lot more, like, manageable, because, like, it's decent while it's just Berry Fighting S. Do you have a good Onyx? No. I have one with Berry Fighting S and nothing else, really. I'm gonna send up the 3-star Dino. Because dinosaur. How's it going? Good evening. Howdy, Diode WoW. Good to have you here. Any predictions on Latios' main skill? I think... My only predictions that I had kind of got nullified by the announcement that they made. Also, we got a sassy natured Natu here with nothing of note. That's Candy. Predictions on Latios' main skill. Well, but with Latios, they combined 2 of the other skills. Maybe they'll be combining 2 different main skills. I don't know what they could combine, because they already did a tasty chance with ingredients for bulk up. So I don't think they'll be combining either of those main skills. Anyway, let's take a look at this guy. What does he have? Nothing of note. That's also Candy. Number 9, not great. Number 10, Sassy Nature. Mono Sausage, which is funny. No berry finding S and no helping bonus. Another one that's going to the grinder. And third Pokemon. Didn't know you like dinos. Now it makes sense, the channel name, and it's a coincidence. I'm a paleontologist, but for bugs. That's neat. What's the... Is there a fossil Pokemon that's bug type? Like a Bug Rock? I know they have Cleavor. I think that's the only Bug Rock Pokemon in the game, or in any of the Pokemon games. Anyway, nothing berry fighting S, nothing helping bonus. It's also Candy. So nothing good today. That's okay. Kind of a weird... It'd be weird if I caught something very significant on a stream instead of in a video. People would be very confused because they probably wouldn't find this. But anyway, that's about it for the review on this account. I do have to do my sleepers catches as well, so I'm going to cut the streaming here. There you go. And then we'll pull up my other phone that I have just for the Sleepers account. I think that's interesting with Latios is the Soul Dew. It's going to be like a good camp ticket that allows you to have 2 special mons at the same time. Time will tell. That is true. The fact that they allude to the Soul Dew... I just recently watched the movie. I'm going to be honest. Armaldo? Oh, is Armaldo Bug Rock? This is... Oh, also Shuckle. And Crustle. Okay. Armaldo is not Bug Rock. I don't think. Armaldo is? Okay. Why did that not pop up when I looked up Bug Rock Pokemon? It is Rock Bug. Maybe because I looked up Bug Rock instead of Rock Bug. Because Armaldo is technically Rock Bug. Okay. Yeah, but there's no functional difference between it being Rock Bug and Bug Rock. It's actually a decent typing, too, from what I know about the base games. Oh, I just realized this probably looks really frustrating. Give me a moment. I need to actually get this thing casting. Okay. Let's configure. Oh, I might need to switch the source. Give me a moment. Gotta switch away and switch back. What did you think about the movie? One of my favorite. It's actually, it was a really good movie. I'll be honest, I was impressed with it. The music went hard. And I think, I have a theory for what they're going to use for the Latios music, because it only makes sense. Also, why is the casting not working? Oh. You're a good guy. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty good movie. To be honest, it was only an hour, 10 minutes. It was shorter than I was expecting, but I guess it is made for children who probably have shorter attention spans than adults. But yeah, the music went hard. And my theory for the music is, from that movie, there's a scene where they're, like, playing in the garden with Latios and Latias. It's like the first time that Ash finds out that Latios is a Pokemon and not a person. Oh, whoops, did not mean to do that. It's like the first time he finds out. Hey, I finally got it working. There we go. And there's this music called, like, Secret Garden. I think that'd be a shoo-in if they were to use that music for the Latios event. thing is, they would need to mellow it down a little bit, though, because it is Pokemon Sleep, and that music is pretty hype. It also is, it has lyrics. They'd have to do an instrumental version, but I absolutely think that it would make sense for them to do that, because in that movie, Latios has a musical motif that every time, like, she appears on screen, like, in the form where she's disguised, they play a certain musical motif. They used that motif as the track for the Latios event. So I think they're probably going to pull from the movie again. It only makes sense, and it'd be something that's more Latios related. Like, that tune was very specifically just Latios on screen. Like, unless there was someone else on, like, it was always when Latios was on screen was when they were playing that music. So, it's a very obvious musical motif. But anyway, Sleeper's account. I would play it, but I don't know, YouTube might have something to say about that. Go look up Secret Garden Pokemon Heroes music, and you'll find it. That's my theory of what they're going to do for the soundtrack for the Latios event, which I'm excited to prep for. I haven't done anything to... Honestly, I've not been thinking about the game much lately. I've been pretty busy. Had a lot of things going on in my life lately, so nothing bad. That made it sound like bad stuff was happening. I've just been very busy lately, and the game hasn't been at the top of my mind. This game hasn't been, so I haven't. Even though Latios is coming out, I want to do my part. I want to contribute to the global drowsy power pretty well. Also, I just realized I cut chat off. Oh well. There we go. Chat just caught up. Whoops. Okay, we started all the gathered Pokemon here. Okay, Sprigatito's hungry. Now, I gotta remember, this is Sleepers, so we're really here for Shuppet. Is, like, all we want. Caterpie would also be good, but I'm not spending Great Biscuits on it. Which mon have you been boosting this week? On my main account, I've been boosting my Cyndaquil that I caught the other day. That's got Berry Fighting S, Helping Bonus, Help Speed S, and then a Speed Up Nature. On this account, I've been boosting... Although, honestly, I think I'm going to have to stop boosting it because I'm running flat broke on Dream Shards. I've been boosting my Swablu. Oh, darn it, it got all full. Guess we're not catching anything on stream on the Sleepers today. Okay, well, thanks, Neroli. Yeah, I've been... It's funny because it's still a Swablu. Oh, wait, what... Did I want to send that candy out? Sure, there's not much there that's better. Okay, well. That's pretty much it for the review of my sleep sessions. Although, man, Old Gold Power Plant looks so ominous for New Moon Day. I think this is my first time since they, like, made it all dim that I've been at Old Gold during New Moon Day on either account, because I just almost never go there on the Sleepers. And on my main account, ever since I am 20 I haven't had too much reason to go back there. But anyway, I want to actually do what I came here to do tonight, and that is do some prep. Do some event prep. So, we know a couple things. Well, firstly, we're going to set this to be normal, because that's just my... to use for determining Sleeper's legality. I kind of want to piece together a team to have an idea of what I want to do. Now, the Latios event. Let me just check. I want to remember. I'm just going to assume that Latios is at the same island as Latios. It would only make logical sense. Which is Greengrass, Lapis, Amber, Canyon, and Greengrass Expert. Now, Expert mode typically comes with... It comes with more challenges, but higher drowsy power. It comes with higher rewards in some capacity, but it usually comes with lower down rewards. or event mission rewards. So going to expert mode is never really... It can be the right play. If you want a shiny hunt, it's definitely the right play. But it's kind of a weird choice. Usually, like for these type of events, I think Lapis and Amber Canyon are the best go-to places. And now that we know that it's Dragon type week, or it's going to be a Dragon-focused event, I'm guessing it's going to be like the Suicune event was in the past, where... Here, let me just pull this up. During the, during this, or if we go back to, like, the legendary event, this legendary event, they, fixed the berries in the event areas. So, I'm assuming it's gonna be Dragon Berry fixed and 2 random berries. Probably. So, I'm probably going to pick... Lapis is probably going to be a pretty safe play. For the Latios event, it was the best one for down. I also have higher area bonus there, although I think I'll be at 85% after this week. So, maybe not, but... we don't know where it was. Event boosts. What I'm expecting to be the case... Now, they could change these, but usually if they change how event boosts that we previously had a precedent for... Usually if they change it, they just make it stronger and add something else to it that wasn't there before. So, like with Christmas, they made it so that it was all the same, but now suddenly they made it that Steel-type Pokemon counted for last holiday event as well, just so that Togedemaru was buffed. Okay, so typically the way that works is it +1 ingredient to... Oh my gosh, they keep adding more drop-downs. Okay, I love Rain on X. But if you had one piece of advice for me, if I could give feedback on the website, having all these drop-downs just makes it that I have to click so many times. It feels unnecessary sometimes. I didn't know they added this. There's just so many drop-downs. But anyway, Dragon types. +1 ingredient. Usually they do times 1.25 skill trigger rates. And like +1 main skill level. Or +3 week 2. We're going to go with +1 for now because we're going to calc for week 1. On Dragon types. That's usually what the standard event bonus looks like. But usually it also comes with... They'd fix... one berry to be Dragon type in this case, or if it's on expert mode, it'll be the primary berry. Which is the best place for Latios week? We have no clue. Theoretically. Probably Lapis. I'll update you when that comes out, when we actually know the event details and the drop counts, which we won't know until we actually have some of the data from the data mines for it, which will be probably less than a week out from the event. So, oh wait a minute, I just realized, when is the event gonna be? Okay, so next week is Drampa, the 18th to the 24th. Ooh, it's the... And then we have a week off, and then... Okay, so it should be the 1st through the 14th. Hold up. I think I have a family vacation during the second week. So I might not be making too many videos during the second week, because I'll be on vacation. So, fun fact there. But hopefully at that point... Honestly, the event week itself is usually not that crazy. It's usually just kind of coasting. So... Yeah. Well, I'm intending to probably go Lapis. But it's not going to be those berries. It's going to be Dragon and 2 things that are random. Which new gimmick you wish the game implemented? I like gimmicks, but... Planning to go to Lapis, but I think Amber Canyon is likely best. I wouldn't know, though, because, like I said, for Latios, Lapis was pretty much strictly better than Amber Canyon. If I'm remembering correctly from my calculations... I think. At least for down count, it was. There were probably other benefits to Amber Canyon, but I'm going to take this, if anyone has been around from the channel, man, it's loading. Okay, here we go. Back when, we had the Latios event, I made this spreadsheet that was all for down count. And you can see that if you, estimated your strength like this, and you said Lapis, this came to 1613. If you change this to Amber 1518, it was like a difference of like 100 down on average. And this was all based on the Rain on X, like, projections, the simulations, the expected revenue of down from it. It was better to go to Lapis for the last event. I would expect that Latios is probably going to function the same way, but we actually don't know. Because actually, wait a minute. No, because it's probably going to be dragon types that give bonus down, not... Because with Latios, it was skill specialists that gave bonus down. So actually, they could be different. Either way, they're probably going to function the same. The only difference is where you have more area bonus. Because they're both probably just going to have Dragonberry fixed with 2 random berries. So the planning would still look the same. The execution would maybe be a little bit different. The only thing that's different in planning is, should you be building area bonus now? Wish there was a new island already. Do you think a flying type island is coming? They released a new photo on Insta with Gyarados and Magikarp promo with Snorlax from Sleep. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I don't think a new island is coming anytime soon. Usually new islands, they've kind of gotten on a cycle about 1 per year around October. So that would be when I'd expect to see a new one, if they're gonna... I hope they add more islands, otherwise I see this game slowly dying. I love this game, don't get me wrong. And I think it has the potential to go on for decades. But, if they cut off the number of islands, then that would be just sad. That would be a one-way ticket to not have the longevity that I think it can have if they were to do that. So I'm hoping for new islands in October. If not, then we'll start to worry a little bit if the game will ever give us new islands, or if they're just going down the direction of giving us more expert mode areas. Because that's another thing they've promised to us, is expert mode Cyan. But anyway, my map. I was going to take a look to see where my Amber Canyon area bonus is at right now. It's currently at 80%, so after this week it'll be 85%. This game is doing better than Unite. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how Unite's numbers look. So, okay, well, the core of my team always starts with Cress. It's just my healer for when I'm pushing strength. Unfortunately for me, I don't have any great dragons. If I go back to casting this phone, let's see if I can get this to work this time easily. Remove this. Okay. Okay, apparently it's... keeps giving me some problems. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm currently at 80% area bonus on Amber Canyon. I will be at 85% after today. Or not today, this week. What are my best dragons? Another thing I need to do is clean out my box, to be honest. I do have a Dragonite I could build around, but that would kind of require me to force a meal type. I don't know if I can get him to level 60 by that time. Knight is soon to be discontinued. Clean the development log, then shutting off development. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, I didn't know that about Unite. Didn't they just announce, like, adding more Pokemon back at... Didn't they, like, just announce more Pokemon back at Pokemon Day? Oh, yeah. They said no... Or it's not shutting down globally, but they've ended service for players in Belgium and Netherlands, apparently. Interesting. Huh. Crazy. Well then, I hope that doesn't happen to Pokemon Sleep anytime soon. This is... this has been a great thing for me so far. I mean, I enjoy it. I love the game. Let's see. I could maybe get this Dragonite to level 60 if I need him there. Maybe. Oh, I would need to put a lot of handy candies into it. I do have a lot of handy candies to spend, but now he's competing in the World's Championship this year at San Fran. Yeah, I don't know. I just briefly looked it up, so I don't know all the details there with Pokemon Unite. Look it up if you want to know more. Anyway, other dragons in my box. I have an Altaria. I have a bunch of legendary United Playomons. Doubt it's actually going to be cut off. Made a bunch of questionable decisions, though. I'd cry if Sleep ended. I think as long as they're making money on it, they're going to keep Sleep support. I don't know how much money they're actually making on it, but... I do have my Latios, but if I run Latios, then I can't run Cresselia. Maybe that's not the worst thing, though, if it's boosted like this. That... Although I would need to get to level 50 before the event, and I don't... Oh, that is a real tough sell. Especially for a Pokemon that... I don't know if I'm going to use it after the event, so... I do have Candy Boost, which could give me effectively another 350 candies worth. Because there's Candy Boost from the Dragon-type week event as well. Oh wait, this week's still a bunch of berries week, isn't it? So wait, we're not getting... No, so Drampa's actually 25... Ooh. That's going to be interesting for me. Might do thing where Latios on the team boosts stream score like with Crest. That's a possibility as well. That is a possibility, but still, I don't think I'm going to... Without knowing that it's going to be good, I don't know if it's worthwhile for me. Especially since my Crest is level 65. If my Crest was a bit lower leveled, then maybe. I think it's better to build around Crest. Your Latios is good. My Latios is decent. It's not perfect. I can show it again. Oh, wait. The casting ended. Give me a moment. Gotta bring it back. Here's the thing. I don't like to leave the casting on because when I leave the casting on, it drains the phone's battery. But if I close out of it, then I close out of it, you know? Maybe I'll just leave it on for the future. It's okay. What do I need my phone battery for tonight anyway? This is all I'm doing tonight. I'm on like 70%. Okay, I'm actually on 63%, but still. There we go. Okay. It's decent at level 50 for triggers. I would probably want to mint it. It's not amazing, but it's my best. It's the best one that I caught. It's got double trigger and help speed M. Realistically, if you look at it, it's like it's got double trigger with like help speed S, because the speed of help nature. The math isn't perfect on this, but it's close enough. It's the speed of help down nature basically cuts off like half the help speed M to help speed S value. Like I said, the math isn't perfect on that. I know the math, but I'm just oversimplifying it for this. So yeah, if you consider all that, this is like okay. And I don't have any mints to give it offhand, so it's not like I can mint it on spot. Wish they gave us more mints, really. I'm glad they don't give us more mints. I didn't want to see mints introduced to begin with, so the fact that they're super limited in capacity, I think, is a positive thing overall, because it makes it that they're just a really, really, really valuable resource that you really should only be using on Pokemon like this. Or I used one of my... Funnily enough, I used one on an Arbok, of all Pokemon. But it's one of the Pokemon that led me to Master 20 in Amber Canyon over Valentine's, so... Would you invest in a Bagon that has Berry Fighting S at level 10 and Help Bonus at level 75? It depends on if I wanted to keep hunting or not, or if I have anything else for Amber Canyon. I probably wouldn't because I have this. If I didn't have this Arbok, then I'd maybe consider it. But ideally, I would probably want to keep hunting to have something with those sub-skills sooner. Because that's going to be a long ways away. But if you don't catch anything and need it, then absolutely, I'd say investment is reasonable. It's not great. If there was Help Speed M somewhere in between there, then I think I'd say yes. But it all depends upon how long you're willing to wait to get that level 75. Because it's really committing to a time length. But you know that, hey, in the next, like, 50 catches or so, you're probably likely to get one with Berry Finding as help bonus in the first 2 slots. I don't know the exact math on that, but the numbers do exist out there, and I know that it's like technically after the 40th catch, each one following that is, I think it was 1 in 28 or 1 in 21 or something like that. Yeah, that sounds right. For every single one after that to have Berry Finding as help bonus in the first 2 slots. So, if you think about it that way, then you're probably going to catch another one that has those sub-skills sooner if you keep hunting. The question is, do you want to keep up the hunt, or do you want to just start investing to have something that's usable now? In my case, I don't need to hunt. I don't need to invest now because I have this and it serves the same purpose. Other people would probably wait. Okay, still haven't used my mint other than a legendary. Would it be better to mint a skill, berry, or ingredient mon? I think it depends. So, berry specialists probably aren't the right Pokemon to mint. Just because after you get to a certain threshold, because of the gold sub-skill locking, it's more and more likely that you catch a good one the more that you catch, kind of. Like, it gets easier to catch a good one. Meanwhile, and also, the only negative nature for a berry specialist is speed of help down, which speed of help down is bad, but it's not like it's going to break the Pokemon bad. It's going to make it bad. A speed down nature Pokemon still can be good. Meanwhile, ingredients down and skills down on an ingredient or skill specialist will kill it. So, it's probably best to use it on an ingredient mon, just because if you have a good one that has the right ingredient list and lines up, ingredient mons have an extra level of rarity to them that berry and skill specialists don't have. So it's probably, in a general sense, in a very general sense, it's probably more useful to use them on ingredient specialists. But it's going to vary from account to account. Obviously on mine, I use it on a berry specialist. I don't even remember what I used my other mint on. I know I used it, though, because we got 2. Oh, I used it on my Sceptile. So I used it on a berry and a skill specialist. So going exactly against what I just said. So take it on a case-to-case basis. Consider what's good for your account. What you're going to be using a lot. Because I think it's best used on a Pokemon that you can get a lot of usage out of. Like, I run this guy all the time. Like, I guess I'm not running it right now, but I use it almost everywhere. One of my best Pokemon, so yeah. It depends. Okay, inventory up L on the Arbok will be awesome at level 75. I mean, inventory is kind of meh on Berry Specialist. It doesn't really do anything. So I gotta disagree with that one. Although I will say it would have come in handy. It would have come in handy during this berry event. Because during the berry event, I was told, and Ranax shows this, if Pokemon are sneaky snacking, they don't get the bonus berry from the event. So that makes a big difference, and if you have inventory, that means the expanded inventory is going to allow it that you can actually like spend longer between checks. So, yeah, that would be a big deal for events like this. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter if they hit their inventory cap because they just go into sneaky snacking mode. Anyway, the question is, for Latios, do I think I want to force berry or force meal? Forcing meal is typically easier, but got a lot of shards, ma'am. You prepping for candy boost or pot upgrades or both? I mean, both, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the pot size in the past. What Sceptile, is it broken for anyone else, like Hours Gathering, but it just It gives just one ingredient. What? Sceptile doesn't really give ingredients, but ingredients aren't the only thing Pokemon produce in this game. Sceptile makes berries. Okay, if we look at the pot size, the next one is data mine to be 1.3 million strength, or shards. Now, in the past, these data mines have been low balls, actually. So it's likely to be probably more than 1.3 million shards for just one pot upgrade. Additionally, beyond that, the next island will probably give us 3 more pot upgrades after that, whatever they add the next island. And each one's going to be more expensive than the last if they follow the trends they've always followed. So even if we assume a very lowball estimate of 1.3 million per pot upgrade, 1.3 million times 4. That is 5.2 million. I'm about halfway there right now. So, and that's probably going to be dropping around October. But the other thing is Christmas. And that's a very, very, very lowball estimate, I will say. No, I mean, I collect, wait a few hours, and it just gives me 1 egg. No berries, no skills, nothing, just a single egg. I mean, that shouldn't take a few hours. It depends on your Sceptile. But the longest... There's probably some sort of desync issue happening there. Because, I mean, if you have a good Sceptile, like mine, I mean, my frequency is 33 minutes, 34 seconds. The displayed in-game frequency is the absolute longest it will take to give you a help. So, if you're waiting longer than this, and you tap it and it just gives you 1 of something, that means that something is probably wrong with the server sync, and you can probably just close out of the app, reopen it, and it'll have more helps for you. So, yeah, that'd be something I would consider, is if you only find that it has, like, nothing, no helps, close out of the app and reopen it again. There might be more waiting for you. How many catches did it take for this insane Sceptile? I think this was number 10 for me, if I'm honest. I think it was, like, my exact 10th one, if I'm remembering correctly. I wish you could see that. All I know is I didn't catch a whole lot. No, it's okay. Oh, sorry. It's okay. You can sidetrack me all the time. That's how these streams usually go. Anyway, yeah, no, I was gonna see how many Sceptiles did I catch. Oh, yeah, I got really lucky with Sceptile. I got really lucky with Sceptile specifically. Let's see, how many did I befriended? A total of 17. I've caught a few since then, and I actually caught another really good one. But I've still caught more even since then, because every now and then they show up hungry and stuff. But I'm pretty certain it was literally, like, the 10th one. The first one with a guaranteed gold sub-skill. But I also have... Where is it? This guy. Who is also very good. Not as good. Well, at level 75, he's basically the same. But until that point. I haven't invested him, though. I very well could and probably should, but I don't know. It would mostly just help with Lapis. General strategy for investing resources into Pokemon. I'm always stuck hoarding candies, handy candies, and rarely leveling things up outside of candy boosts. I'm actually kind of in the same spot right now, just because, I mean, you can see this. I have a lot of handy candies. I should check how many catches it took me to find 2 Giga Trico. Maybe I'm just too greedy and or impatient. Here's the thing. If something's good, and you know it's going to improve your box a lot to have it leveled, invest. Don't hold off. Even if it may one day get power crept by something with better sub-skills, if you need its role, be willing to invest, because having that strength now is tremendously, tremendously powerful. And holding off is only going to prevent you from getting more resources in the future, which will make it more difficult to advance further. So, there are cases where you should be conservative with your resources, but at the same time, you have to spend money to make money. It's kind of the concept. So, I'm at the point that I already have money. I'm hoarding candies because I can afford to do so. I already am getting decent strengths without really trying. I mean, just look at this week. I'm at 3.7 million Snorlax strength, and I'm running 2 Swallots right now. The rest of this week, I made... Here, I'll show. I didn't make a single meal that was synergistic. I ran 4, basically, berry specialists most of the week. 4... And only one of them was actually matching the type of the island I was on. So, yeah. My thought is waiting for the perfect Pokemon will get you less resources than using a good one. Yeah. Yeah. So, some of my best investments are Pokemon that I never use these days. If I look back throughout my box, I think some of my absolute best investments... one of them is probably this guy. I don't use him... Okay, I apparently do use him sometimes. I think I use him just at top, and that makes sense, because he's a Fire-type berry specialist, but you can probably see why I don't really use him now, because he doesn't have that helping bonus, and I've caught better Pokemon for top now, that I'm starting to invest in. I'm actually trying to replace him as we speak. I told you the Pokemon that I was boosting was well, it's now Quilava. This guy. Way better. I'm investing it for good reason. But Bonnie as well here. Look at this. I would never even think about investing this nowadays. But this is actually one of the Pokemon that was on my team for my first M20, I want to say. Because I'm pretty certain my first M20 was during the Entei event. Way back during the Entei event, and it was all Fire-type week. So this one was used in my first M20, which granted M20 doesn't actually give that many resources. It gives you a single main skill seed that you were going to get eventually. It's always going to be there. It's never going to go away until you collect it. So it's not even like it gains you resources to reach Master 20. It's more of just bragging rights. But hey, I like going for bragging rights. And hi Asa, glad to have you in chat. But yeah, I was looking at dragon types. Do I have any good dragon types? I really have been getting screwed out of anything good dragon type. Like, this one's okay. I'm not particularly excited to invest this Noivern, but if it comes down to it and this is all I have, then maybe with the event boosts it might be worth it, but I don't think so. I mean, I'd rather just use the mini candy boost to invest something that I want to invest for long-term investment, because I wouldn't use this long-term. This would be just for the event sort of thing. That's not good. That's just shiny. This is good for finding corn. I don't know how badly I'll need corn. Tumon with helping speed really helps on a team or it's a trap. The more helping bonus you can run, the better. I always advise, I think it's best if you can get 4. 4 on the team at all times, if possible. But I know it's not possible for most. I think that's the late game goal, is to always have 4 on the team with helping bonus. That should be the team building paradigm, but that's, like I said, a very long-term goal. I think most people average 2 to 3. How are you doing leeks, herbs, and corn? Well, for corn, I have a Beware. I haven't really put too much into him in a while, though, just because he's kind of mid. At least he is until level, like, 75, I think. Yeah, level 75, this guy gets actually pretty good, but this was one where I invested it because it had Berry Finding S, and at the time when I caught him, I was very heavily overvaluing Berry Finding S. My thoughts have kind of shifted a little bit, and honestly, if I caught this guy today, I probably wouldn't invest him. However, since I'm already investing him and he's already along the way, it's not worth it to pivot for me, especially since corn isn't a huge priority. Usually I get corn from this. Yeah, it's not an ingredient specialist, but the supplemental corn is a nice little add-on, and I mean, I can't complain with those sub-skills on a berry specialist. Hey, my first Giga Berrymon is Dragon type, so I'm in love with this type. Nice, nice. You're a lot luckier than I am with dragons. Drampa isn't cracked. I'm going to top to hunt Noibat in 2 weeks. My dragons also suck. I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm probably going to Amber Canyon to dual hunt both Bagon and Noibat. Man, my nose is just giving me all these kind of issues tonight. Okay. I don't think I have a Kleenex box nearby me also. Anyway, yeah, Corn's really not too big of a deal for me. Meanwhile, herbs. Oh yeah, my Ninetales is phenomenal. It's one of my best Pokemon, if not my absolute best. But where does Noivern rank on BFS scale? Pretty high. Yeah, it's like the second highest Pokemon after Sceptile. Let's see. Did I update that infographic yet? Yes, I did. There it is. I haven't updated it for. Wait, they added Tyrantrum. That's a berry specialist. It wouldn't get thrown on here. Was there any other Pokemon they added since then? I don't think so. Herbs and leeks. Okay, let me go back. Oh, wait, I just realized I didn't actually throw it on screen. I pulled it up, but I didn't actually put it on screen. There it is. Yeah, Noivern is the second highest on the berry finding acid value index. So, I don't know what I'm missing. Okay. Herbs would be the next big thing. Honestly, that's probably a bigger struggle for me, to be honest, but I'm not really concerned about it. I could theoretically invest this guy. He's not great. In fact, he's not even really good, I'd call him, but he's shiny, and he's mono, so it's like, I could maybe. Anytime. Also, the Dragonite that I caught, he's decent for herbs. I mean, it's ABA, but it's a pseudo-legendary, which, when you actually look at the numbers... Honestly, ABA is kind of all you actually need right now for Dragonites. You don't necessarily need anything more insane, and having Help Speed M plus Ingredient Finding M is like just enough for pretty much all the meals. Granted, you make a lot of excess corn that you probably don't need unless it's Dream Eater Butter Curry, I think. Wait, is it Dream Eater Butter Curry or is it a different one? No, it's Inferno Corn Keema Curry. That's what it is. Unless you're making Inferno, you're probably, a lot of that corn is going to waste, but either way, it's all that's really needed. Just need to get that kind of level 60. And leeks, I'm technically behind the call for leeks, but I'm not really worried about it. So I just realized I still had corn checked, didn't I? Because I have this guy. Do I know Bropenings? Not personally. I know the channel, though, and I watch a lot of his videos. Surprised I don't have a BFS Dragonite. I just haven't been at Lapis long enough to really hunt it. And I've been investing the other one, so, which also is probably one that, if I was to go back, I might not invest it, but I don't know. Because I haven't really gotten too much usage out of it, so, yeah. Press leak, yeah, this guy, he's technically not that great for leaks, if we look at the call compared to Farfetch'd. That's what his name is. But, yeah. Dragonite is so silly with ingredients. It's what I feel an ingredient specialist should be. Not like Quagsire for shrooms. Sometimes it forgets and just brings berries. It's funny because they balance certain Pokemon around... There's like 3 factors that go into determining how many ingredients a Pokemon produces. Ingredient rate, frequency, and ingredient drop count. Or really base A ingredient is the third thing. What their A ingredient is. You know, Iben Brown. I would say Iben Brown's friend of the channel. I've had some conversations with him. He's tuned into these streams before. So that's press leak. Well, he's ABB. But this one is named after... actually, this is a reference to actually a conversation I had with Iben Brown, if you don't remember that conversation. Because he has one named Bieber. And somebody else had another one that was named after a musician. I think it was Snormax, if I'm remembering correctly. Do you know Batman? What if I told you that no, I'm kidding, I'm not Batman. Okay. I do know a Batman. I mean, he's right here. Here's a Batman. A shiny Batman. That was stupid. That was really stupid. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm not too concerned about my situation. My playstyle, I'd say, is very much so... I'm not worried about having every single ingredient covered. Snorlax, miss it. Yeah, I do kind of miss him. But yeah. I'd say as far as my playstyle goes, also I just realized I'm at 283 Pokemon out of 280. I need to transfer some garbage. Shiny Noivern is very, very good. Okay, date register. We're just going to go through and clear out some of the junk. Sorry, dinos, it's time to go. Oh, I starred that one for some reason. Okay. I just do this every now and then. Every time my box fills, I come through and delete anything that I didn't star for some reason. There we go. Cool, now I have box space again. It'll be like another couple weeks before I have to do that again. But yeah, no, as far as, like, what's your most recent add to the will invest list? Most recent? Probably... I'd have to look at what I caught most recently. Let me sort it by that. I think it's my Mudkip, but... I have to see. Caught any investable Tyrants? I caught one that's good by 75, but, like, before that point, it's just kind of mediocre. So, like, if I don't catch a better one, then it may be the one I end up investing, but, like, yeah, I don't think long-term. No, it's not this guy. Why did I start this guy? I have better options. Here, this is probably my most recent will invest one day. For sure. These two, I think I started just because they were, like, okay. Actually, I don't even remember why. Oh, yeah, in case I ever need an ABA list on this guy, he's okay, I guess. Most of these do end up getting trashed eventually anyway. I will say that. Even ones that I do star usually get trashed. But, have a solid team for Latios week. Nope. I do not have the... My box is weak as far as dragons go. In fact, this is probably what my team's going to look like. Cress. Probably Espeon. I can maybe make use of, like... You know, okay, if I can do good camp ticket, obviously. If I look at the meals, and I look for something with herbs and corn... Didn't we just get a new salad that had herbs and corn? We do. We have guacamole salad. You know, we could do this. I could try to make this for the full week. And then run Dragonite. Which... Oh, that's UUID. That's why. We'll just do this. If I run Dragonite, then... Oh, remember to actually set it to be salads. Would you look at that? If I get him to level 60, then you can see I'm making enough herbs. If I run my Ninetales, then I'm making enough corn. If I run my Flygon and I get him to level 50, because I don't think I'm getting to level 60 by that point, we have enough avocados. We'd only need to stockpile soybeans. So, we'd have like an overage. My goodness, Dragonite goes insane. We'll say stock ingredients, so it takes like 60. I think it's 22 per meal. So technically it would take 66 per day. Wait. If I try to do 57 times 14, because it's a 2-week long event, it's 798. Theoretically, The bag space is 800, right, everybody? There's actually a flaw with this, though, in that, yes, these are producing enough per day on average. There's actually two major flaws. One, they're averages, not expected outcomes, which means the avocados specifically would... There's a strong chance that it would underproduce, especially on the first day. Corn and herbs, I'd probably be fine. The bigger deal, though, is if I have 798 soybeans, how do I have 25 corn to be able to make the meal the first time? So I can't just do this. I can't stock 2 weeks worth of the soybeans. Who do I use for beans? I've got my methods. Here's the thing, if you prep long enough, it doesn't really matter who you're getting stuff from. You'll eventually get them. Especially if you go crazy enough for it. But if you want to see my bean farmer, here are my Pokemon that all have soybeans, apparently. I actually already have a decent amount to stockpile, but it's one of my golems, not that golem. I have a golem here. Is it this one? No, that's the potato. It's the other potato golem. I think it's this golem. Yeah, I mean, he's not amazing, but he's good enough. Not really good enough that I'd want to run him during the week, but good enough that I'm fine running him during an off week to stockpile soybeans to prep for an event week. So, he's the guy. Swalot. I do build up a lot of soybeans with Swalot, to be honest, just because I run them so often. I run them both all the time. Shard farming is so pivotal in this game, so as you can see, I talked about earlier about how I think the next pot expansions are going to be tremendously expensive, so yeah, now let's see, how many soybeans do I have? I might just start holding soybeans. Inspired me to clean house. Plug in the blender. Yeah, okay, I currently have 69 soybeans. Nice. Anyway. Let's see. How do you get by? Without soybeans? Or how do I get by with what? I guess I don't know the question. Anyway, yeah, so no, I don't need quite 798, but even though it's possible, it's not probable. Okay, we want to try and get at least... I usually like to have at least 2 crafts of the meal just to make sure. So we'll say stock 50 corn. Then 56 avocados. Shard farming. I have not even thought of that. Oh, yeah. No, shard farming late game, or like... When you get later on, shard farming becomes huge. The the pod expansions really get you, and those levels 60 to 65 are just major woof. I'll say that. Okay, and then the rest can be soybeans after this. So 800 minus 166, 634. Question. I'm trying to decide whether to go green grass or lapis during the event week. I can probably master 20 both. Which would you recommend? Well, I mean, green grass, if you can master 20 lapis, then you should be able to master 20 green grass on non-event weeks for the most part. Because remember, it's going to be random just like green grass is during this event. So if you're really looking to push master 20, if you can do it at lapis and you need the event boost to do it, I'd say do it at lapis. If you don't need the event, because then you can probably do green grass on a non-event week without an event going. So, Gulpin best shard farmer. Yes. It's not even close. The comparison is so sad. Sableye is... Okay, Sableye is actually pretty close, but it's more expensive to be slightly worse, and then Lucario's the next best one, and there's a significant drop-off from Sableye to Lucario. A perfect Lucario produces about what I would say the bare minimum Swalot can pull. So, it's like night and day. I don't recommend anything other than Swalot. Maybe Sableye if you stumble into a good one, but I wouldn't recommend hunting a Sableye because, like I said, it's higher cost for slightly less output. Thank you, good sir. Anytime. So yeah, this is a potential team. What does the strength look like? 6.8 million, almost 6.9. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm not really pushing for a threshold, so I don't have a set goal. Drampa gonna out-farm Swalot and Shards. If they do that, then cool. I probably won't bother unless they make it really out-farm it. Oh, apparently Adobe Acrobat's letting me know of something. Anyway, we'll vouch for Swalot. I have a mid one and a decent one, and they bring a lot of shards. Yes. I mean, hey, if you want to see how well Swalot can do, I'm not a super... I don't collect from the app all that often, so my Swalots actually kind of underperform, just because of me as a player not checking the app all that often. But if I was to go in here and just take a look at how many shards I have 2.5 million just stockpiled from running them quite a bit. And my pot size is maxed, so that alone is a cost. Have any of you guys ever added up how many shards you spent on the pot size increases? It's kind of sad when you actually do the math. Like, if I was to say that my pot size is currently 15, which is what the game starts you with, it would cost 5 million shards to get where we're at today. To get to the maximum size right now. Checking my box right now. I don't think I've even tried to catch a Gulpin. So the biggest reason why I actually recommend getting a good shard farmer is primarily because it allows a lot of flexibility to just not care to push strength. I know it sounds weird, but in off weeks you can always just run like a Swalot and then a few other things, and yes, you'll get less spawns, but usually you end up seeing something you want to catch anyway, even if there's like only a few spawns. Even if there's only 6 spawns, usually at least one of those is something decent to catch. And yeah, that's really the big thing. In fact, if you get too high of drowsy power, then you start seeing a bunch of things you don't want to catch because they're fully evolved. So it almost allows you to stay at a lower drowsy power that actually allows for more optimal hunting of Pokemon that are actually ones you want to be investing because they're lower evolutions and that makes them cheaper. So it gives a little bit of flexibility in that capacity, but it also gives flexibility to do a lot of prep work for the events where you want to push strength. And do a lot of, like, maybe running daycare Pokemon, because you can rely on Swalot still producing you shards without having to push strength to tremendous levels to get shards from Sleep Research Conversion. Sleep Research Conversion works, but you have to be reliably doing it all the time. And if you can just throw 1 or 2 Swalots on the team, you can reliably get shards while still working towards other goals. And that's why I highly recommend, for late game players, investing a shard farmer. Although shard costs don't really become a problem until you're pretty late game. Oh, I also get 2 Swalot max skill. Oh, that's actually ridiculous. I'm sure you're referencing my shard count. I usually get 1.5 million then on the shard team for the rest of the weeks. Don't have a single one. It's okay. I mean, Swalots... Unfortunately, Swalots are one that... they only spawn at early game islands. Like, Sculpin is only available at Greengrass, Cyan, Top, and Snowdrop. If you go past Snowdrop, they just don't exist at all. And they don't even exist at Greengrass Expert. For some reason, that's one of the Pokemon they cut from the Expert Mode pool. So, like, you're bound to early game islands if you want to hunt for Gulpin. Unfortunately, as of right now. Justice for Gulpin, it should be at Amber Canyon. I don't know why. I'm hoping that in the rework of the spawn pools, that's something that they do, is my thought is it'd be kind of neat if they just made it that each island... Well, but they can't do that because island exclusives that don't match typing. I was going to say it'd be kind of neat if each island just only had the Pokemon that have the favorite berry there. But that would kind of screw up Pokemon like Dragonite, which notoriously is just Lapis. And not at Amber Canyon. And Vikavolt, which notoriously is the island exclusive of Old Gold Power Plant. Amber Canyon would get a lot better. It'd get 2 new really powerful Pokemon. I'm mid-game and I'm already struggling with Dream Shards. Shard meta. The shard meta is in shambles. I was struggling for the longest time. But just consistently running, I mean, I got 2 Swallots, 2 really good Swallots too, and especially mine are real. I love mine because of even more reasons than, like, other things, is that if I look at mine, they are both, like, really solid for, like, they got skill trigger M and main skill chance up nature. That alone is plenty for, like, triggers. But then also, they both have helping bonus, so they also, like, help the rest of the team to actually keep up their productivity. I'm sacrificing some productivity to run them, don't get me wrong. But since they add that speed boost to the other Pokemon on the team, it's like I'm not sacrificing too much, if you get my drift. And this one also has Dream Shard bonus, which, I mean, it adds a little bit extra shards when run, like, for overnight shard productivity, but that's not that much, really. I feel like I just came across forbidden knowledge. I mean, stick around. I have a lot of knowledge about Pokemon Sleep. I've got a couple videos on shard farming specifically. And the sleep conversion rate. Like I said, you absolutely can get by just doing sleep conversion. But look at this. 1,265 shards. Okay. And yeah, oftentimes late week. That's another thing. Push for strength early week. Then late week swap to shard farmers. Do you know Shibashira? That's one I've not heard of. I've not heard of Shibashira. Be cool. I like that there's sleep content creators out there. I oftentimes feel a lot of weight to make content for sleep because there's not a lot of people that do it. And I know that I so desperately wanted a lot of sleep content for the longest time. You think that the Latios will serve a purpose or have meta-defining relevance? I don't think any legendary is ever going to be meta-defining, because even if they're very, very, very powerful, they're legendaries, which means they're so extraordinarily rare that 90 to 95% of players will not even have a chance to catch a good one. So, yeah, that basically, like, leads to, even if they're very, very good, it's only going to be meta-defining for the people that catch a good one. For me, Cresselia has gone a long ways. Most people didn't catch a good crest, so it's just kind of like, the meta continues as the meta always has, even when there is something that's broken. That's a legendary specifically. So, I'm not expecting for it to make a huge impact unless they somehow make it way easier to catch legendaries without spending a tremendous amount of biscuits, which doesn't really seem like a direction they're going to go. However, it does look like they're going to make it easier to catch legendaries. They announced in the Future Features and Adjustments Volume 6 that they're making it more that legendaries will be less likely to get all full, which is good if you have the biscuits to spend on them, but they still drain your biscuits. So I never recommend ever trying to do a legendary hunt other than during their event. And the only reason why I recommend it during their event is because if they are good, it's your one shot to get one. Like, that, you really shouldn't be hunting them outside their event because it's so tremendously rare that it's not worth it. And it's so tremendously expensive. It's not worth it. But during their event, it's actually feasible for even free-to-play players to do decent at hunting them. I think I caught 2 or 3 randomized Latios on the Sleepers account, which is it's an account that has handicaps, to say the least. And yet I still was able to catch like 2 or 3 random ones. So. Oh, he makes real-life meals from sleep. That's neat. That is pretty neat. I don't know how to speak Japanese, though, and also I don't like the dubbed videos, so that's probably why I haven't found out about it before. 20 Tyrants so far, and only 1 with BFS. I mean, statistically, that's not that unlikely. Because after level 10, it's 1 in 7 for the level 10 slot. If you think about it that way, you've only had 10 with a guaranteed gold sub-skill, which 1 out of 7, only 1 of them having it out of 10. isn't that bad. It's more just the fact that you didn't get any before level 10. And none in the levels 25 and 50 slot. It's probably a little bit on the lower end, but I bet you're probably only at like maybe like 10 to 20% odds. 1 in 10 to 1 in 5-ish. Yeah, same. I kind of feel like these two will be a dud, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know if they'll be a dud. I did the calculation before, and honestly, with how much Latios procs, with Latios' proc rate, with the Latios adjusted extra helpful count, like, proc rate, it's actually pretty decent if you have the Latios adjustment on there. The problem is it requires you to run 2 legendaries, which counts on the idea that you catch 2 good legendaries. Which, yeah, I mean, because Latios, I'd say, is good with Latios' buff. It's bad dry run. If you're running Latios by itself, it's not good. It's not really worth it. If you're running Latios with Latios, then Latios individually is actually pretty good because of the buff that Latios provides to Latios' main skill. The thing is, but I'd say it's good. It's not like meta-defining. It's not so powerful that you need to have it. It just becomes good. Like, it goes from being a underwhelming Pokemon to just being, like, solid. But there's still other Pokemon that are stronger. Meanwhile, Latios depends on Latios also being good. If Latios is underwhelming, as long as it can be good with whatever Latios' buff is to it, then I think the pairing will be good if you happen to catch a good one of both. That's just going to be such a small percentage of players that I don't know. It's just not going to impact the meta at all, because hardly anyone's going to have that. Anyway, I feel like the requirements to get to level 75 when it drops is going to be crazy. I feel like the requirements to get to level 75... Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever level 75 comes out, that'll be huge. Even level 70 will be huge. Because berry specialists with their exponential curve, I mean, they get a percentage stronger, a decent percentage stronger. I mean, even if we just... A lot of people, like, whenever they get, like, a 5 level cap increase, I've seen a lot of people complain of, like, oh, it's so underwhelming. But it's not if you run berry specialists. Let me just show you. I think my favorite comparison is, like, my Ninetales. Look at total strength. If I make a copy of it and go up to level 70... Wait, what? Oh, it's sorted. It auto-sorted. Wait, let me turn that off. There we go. That's an extra 14,000 strength per day. That doesn't sound like much. But when you look at 119, 310, divided by 105, 610, that's an additional, basically, 13%. Berry Specialists become 13% stronger. That is huge. That's nearly a Help Speed M worth of value. Help Speed M is like... Okay, I guess it's a little bit less than Help Speed M, because I think Help Speed M is like 16.2 or something like that. Yeah, it's 16.3. So it's only like 3 percentage points less than what Help Speed M does. But, yeah. Tyler did not get the memo on my account. Woof. I hope you get more dinos. I got some dinos today. 3 shiny Mareep and 2 shiny Flaffy. Should I blend some? That's up to you. I've not blended a single shiny. Just because I think it's kind of neat to hold on to them just to remember how many shinies you've caught. But if you want to blend them, like, technically there's no... Realistically, we all should, like, it's the optimal play to blend every shiny that we catch that's not usable. Does that mean it's the fun play? Not necessarily. So, it's up to you. What do you want to do with your shinies? You choose. Heracross is so good with the new mix skill. Yeah, I mean, Heracross, that was a massive buff. Probably the single... If I had to make a statement, I think it is the single most impactful buff they have given to a Pokemon since the dawn of the game. They've given a lot of buffs out. Some Pokemon have received multiple buffs, and they still don't have viability. Wobbuffet, in particular, is one that I think of. They've buffed that thing like 5 times, and it still sucks. But Heracross, they gave just one small buff, just a change to its main skill, and it went from being a okay Pokemon, nothing too great, nothing that was never worth a hunt, to suddenly being an actually pretty decent utility mon. So, I think 5-star Sleep will happen when the game makes 5 years. One thing's for sure about 5-star Sleep Styles. They're not going to be releasing... They're probably not going to be... No. They definitely will be announcing 5-star Sleep Styles on April 1st of every single year from here on out. At least they will be if you follow this channel. If you haven't seen my April Fool's videos, go back and watch them. I made fake news videos, and I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of... As long as I'm doing YouTube, I'm going to keep doing it, because I think it's funny. The reactions are always priceless. And in both videos, I mentioned 5-star Sleep Styles, and people were like, I'm just going to realize you say 5-star... They're like, I'm never going to believe 5-star Sleep Styles are actually being added to the game because of what you've done. Anyway, Gengar should get a main skill swap to become relevant again. That'd be kind of neat. A lot of them, I think a lot of changes to main skill, I appreciate it, because it gives Pokemon uniqueness that they don't have anyway. As a non-proud owner of 5 shiny Caterpie blend away. I don't have too many shiny dupes, to be honest, but I blend bad shinies. I mean, like I said, if you want to blend your shinies, it absolutely is the optimal play, because technically box space is a limited resource, so, like, I don't begrudge people for blending their shinies. I personally don't do it, but... Oh. Welcome to subscribing. I didn't even know that I had that turned on. Thank you, Bruce Dedrick Jr. More Wobbuffet buffs incoming. Here comes A tier. They'd have to seriously change Wobbuffet to make it good. Same thing with... They'd have to seriously... I don't know. Wobbuffet just... It's got problems. It's got a lot of problems. Which mon do I want to see buffed? I don't know, actually. Arbok probably is one big one for me. That's partially out of selfish reasons in that I've invested very heavily into an Arbok. But also because... And it's a very good Arbok. But also in part because it's one of my favorite Pokemon. In fact, I think... I'd have to go back and actually find it. Not too long ago, I did a thing that was like... Pick all your favorite Pokemon. I'm pretty certain I selected... Yeah, Arbok's my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. This was my choices for, like... If you don't know what this website is, you select, like, your favorite of each typing from each generation. And on the final column, it's, like, favorite from that generation. And yeah, I've selected Arbok as my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. It just is. There's something about it just being a snake. I think he's cool. But he kind of sucks in this game. Mine only works because it has, like, the best sub-skills. I have come across so many shiny Larvitar. That's neat. I don't think I have a single shiny Larvitar. You can't spell Wobbuffet without buff. That's true! Now I'm imagining, like, an image of, like, just a Wobbuffet with a 6-pack. Marowak needs it most. Marowak does need it more, to be honest. He definitely does need it more, but yeah. Arbok based AF. Yeah. Primeape needs his Evo. I'd love to see Annihilate. Annihilate is cool. That's for sure. But yeah. Here are my favorite Pokemon, if anyone was wondering. Please bring my beloved Axe Dragon to the game. Any day now, please. Okay. When I saw the announcement for Dragon Type Week, I literally, like, my heart, like, skipped a beat. I was like, oh man, they announced that Latios is going to be based on dragons. That means they have to add another dragon to the game. I was like, please Please let it be so. And then I watched the trailer, the like 40-something second trailer, and I saw Drampa in it, and my heart just sank. Not because I hate Drampa. Honestly, Drampa's fine. He's actually kind of cool. I don't dislike Drampa. He's kind of cool. But, like, my heart just sank. Because it was like, this is probably the last dragon type they're going to add for a while. Because they probably don't want to flood the sleep decks with dragons. And they're adding... They added Noivern, they added Latios, they're adding Drampa, they're adding Latios. Like, they added a bunch of dragons pretty recently. They added Salamence with Amber Canyon, which, granted, that's been a couple months, but still. They've added a lot of dragons recently. Now, granted, dragons were kind of underrepresented before, but now it's becoming that it's almost on the flip side if you're counting legendaries. Which means they're probably going to wait and hold off for quite a while before they add any other dragons. And if they do, they're probably going to give preference to pseudos, if I had to guess. Just because they tend to have a bit more popularity. So, I was only expecting like a non-pseudo for like a non-island release. Like, they only seem to add pseudos with island releases. Because Dragonite was added for Lapis and Salamence for Amber Canyon. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems pretty unlikely that we get Haxorus anytime soon, now that we've gotten Drampa. And that it just added extra insult to injury that it was a 16-pit Pokemon too. But, I don't know, I don't have a dislike for Drampa. He's cool. Don't get me wrong there. But my heart sank when I saw him in the trailer, because I knew that it meant that my beloved Axew is probably not coming anytime soon. Okay. Wonder if the Gen 10 Mon starters will come to sleep. Oh, absolutely. I've predicted this a couple different times. A lot of people have asked me, like, oh, what do you think the anniversary Pokemon are going to be? Because they usually release a starter trio with the anniversaries. And I have no clue what they're doing for 2026. But I was like, but I can almost guarantee you 2027 is going to be the Gen 10 starters. They're going to play on that new Pokemon hype. They're totally going to give us the Gen 10 starters. If the Gen 10 games are out by that point. Because technically we don't know when Gen 10 is going to release in the year. They just said it's going to be in 2027. It could be late 2027, so theoretically it could be after the Pokemon Sleep Anniversary. If that's the case, then I don't think it's going to be till 2028. But either way, I think that either 2027 or 2028, we're going to get the Gen 10 starters in Sleep, just to play off the new Pokemon hype. I wonder if we'll get Paradox Mons in Sleep Area 0 themed on. That'd be cool. I don't think it's likely, but it'd be cool. I think they'll just keep adding Pokemon that are, like, beloved nostalgia bait. Then again, they do add some random picks that is, like, who asked for that sometimes? I none are coming off the top of my head right now, but I feel like Comfey was very much so one like that. A lot of people were like, my thoughts were just like, who asked for Comfey? And they gave it garbage stats. And it was like, who asked for Comfey to be added? And also it would be terrible, but Drampa's such a mid choice. What's next, Spinda? You know, we always use more normal types in the game. Anyway, if you want to see some of my best Pokemon, I guess I can do a quick box tour. The fact that Greninja is not in the game already gives me hope that they can do some creative stuff. True. Well, and if you look at the first new Pokemon they added, the very first new Pokemon they added to the game, like the first new release, was Mr. Mime. And I don't think and then the second one was Steelix and Onix. And it was like, I don't think those were Pokemon that too many people were particularly asking for. Then it was something for Halloween, a ghost type. I think it was Banette and Shuppet. Yeah. And then I think the next new Mon that we got after Halloween was around Christmas time or something like that. Which the first Christmas Mon was Delibird. And Abomasnow. So, like, they've had some... The first couple picks were kind of odd. But anyway, my best Pokemon, hey, Zora would be cool. Yeah. Mr. Mime makes sense since nightmares are part of sleep. That's true, they added Darkrai as well. Anyway, this is my Cresselia, Valentina. Name also derived from an I. Ben Brown thing reference. He had an shiny Aaron that he caught on Valentine, or at least during the Valentine's week. I think it was on Valentine's Day that he invested. That was kind of a pivot from his plans for coffee, because it was an ABB Aggron. And it kind of pivoted his plans because he realized that this is what the game gave me, and I'd be a fool not to use it, even though it's not what I had in my vision. I had the same concept apply with Cresselia, because I was hunting, for the longest time, I was hunting Pawmot. Because I wanted an electric type healer, specifically, just to boost my Old Gold Power Plant game. Make Old Gold Power Plant stronger. Not because I was doing bad at Old Gold, but because the opposite. I was already doing well, and I wanted it to be like a home base for me, that I could just confidently go there and always just score high master ranks. My priorities have kind of shifted a bit since then, but the game gave me this, which, even though Psychic Berries are not favored at Old Gold Power Plant, because of the effects of Cresselia's main skill also giving like extra berries, it actually produced more strength than what a favored berry Pawmot would give, even with Berry Finding S. So I was like, I need to apply that concept. It doesn't look like how I imagined it would, but it's doing the job that I wanted Pawmot to do. So, yeah. 8422. I mean, that's what level 65 does on a legendary, I'll tell you. Yo, I got a mono egg Delibird that's all in on Ingredient Finder. His name is Egbert, and I'll defend it. It's not bad. I mean, Delibird's fine. Still just shocked that they didn't add Jirachi. I'm sure it's coming eventually. Oh, hello, Lord of Cones. Glad to have you tuning in. Jirachi's the next mythical. It's absolutely possible. If we look at other mythical options, it's like, what? Jirachi... I guess, I think Shaman's a pretty good pull for sleep as well. I don't know all the mythicals off the top of my head, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is my Cresselia. My baby, my darling. One of my best Pokemon. Swalot provides me with shards. This is my Alolan Ninetales. Probably my best berry specialist to date. I've actually put main skill seeds into it, despite it being a berry specialist. Oh yeah, Manaphy. Manaphy and Fion could also be decent. They'd probably make Fion be terrible, though. Which would be kind of funny. Just make it Manaphy, but worse. Other Swalot. Although they could make Manaphy and Fion have a pairing ability, kind of like Latios and Latias. Although doing that on Mythicals would be so much worse. That'd be so much worse. But anyway. Give me a Azumarill E4E water type. Oh yeah, Celebi would also work. I could just look up the Mythicals. And I'm sure I could find just a list. Also, how's my phone battery doing? 53%. We've only gone down 10% since I started this. We're fine. All the Mythicals. I don't like this website. We're using a different Pokemon. Or a different website. Cerebi, that works. Victini. It's not perfect for sleep, but... Meloetta. Kind of sleep-related. Those are the only ones that I could really see. I could see Keldeo as part of a thing with the Swords of Justice being added. I can't see Keldeo being added on its own, but I think that the swords would fit for sleep. Just because they provide a lot more typing coverage. I could very well see that being like the next like trio they release. And if they're going to add the swords, they'll also add Keldeo. So I could see a world where Keldeo is the next mythical added. Really don't like the possibility of Shaman or Celebi or any other grass or psychic because Lapis only goes to M20. You know, fair enough. That is fair enough. Also, I just did this like because I was putting the sleepers to sleep. They just hit Master 1 for the first time on Old Gold Power Plant, so that's a neat little threshold to cross, I will say. Which gimmick you wish legendaries bring? Honestly, I just like to see more gimmick skills in general. I don't really like. I like running calculations and figuring out, is this good? Any way that I can do that, yeah, I'm happy. I can see them adding Marsh Shadow for Halloween. Sleepers W, yeah. Which starters do you think you'll introduce next? Hopefully they bring my goat Turtwig. I'm thinking they're probably either going to do Gen 4 or Gen 6 are the two that I think are most likely. Just because Gen 4, because it's the next, like, in order, if you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, if they just are going in order now. Gen 6, because of they've got a lot of attention lately, with both Legends ZA, and then also now being added to Pokemon Champions, and getting a lot of attention through Champions, now that their Megas have abilities. I think that attention, they might want to play off that a little bit, and add them to Sleep, potentially. I think those are the most also, Greninja is like one of the most popular Pokemon of all time. So I could totally see that being the case. So I think it's going to be one of those two, but... you think the other legendary dogs like Zacian are coming? I don't know if they'll add Zacian and Zamazenta next. I think, I don't know what the next legendaries would be. I wasn't well, okay. I thought Latios made sense. I didn't necessarily hop on board with saying, yeah, that's happening next. I thought if they were adding Mew, they were going to add Mewtwo as well. But they didn't do that. They just added Mew through, like, the little snapshot event. So, you're suspicious. I think you're a developer. You, Raptor, like doing calculations? No way, I didn't notice. I like making spreadsheets, everybody. Anyway, I think you're a developer. I'm not a game dev. I just think a lot about this game, more than I probably should. More than what's probably healthy. If I'm completely honest. Oh yeah, Gigachu. This was my best Pokemon for a really long time. In fact, it kind of became a mascot on my channel for a while. Because I used this Pokemon in particular to explain the concept of a generalist. A Pokemon that serves well at any island, whether it matches favored berry or not. And it can be berry specialist under the right circumstances. I thought mine fit that circumstance. Basically, berry finding has helping bonus and some speed, with like a charge strength main skill. And could be worth seed consideration if you're using it as a generalist. Anyway, this is Gigachu. It's also kind of where the nickname for Giga Pokemon has come from. That was originally founded by a friend of the channel, Adrian Styles. How was I forgetting his name? Anyway, Giga Gecko. Continuing on in the Giga nicknaming, because Gigachu was the first. Giga Gecko came along later on, and yeah, it's pretty good. I can't complain about it at all. Oh yeah, this Gengar. See, now this was another one of my earlier on Giga Pokemon, but also it's an ingredient specialist, so it's kind of abnormal looking. But you know what? Mushrooms are great. And hey, it helps me at Old Gold Power Plant. Gengar is one that absolutely can work like a berry specialist because of how fast it is. It's like tied for the third fastest Pokemon in the game. So, yeah. Gen 6 skill specialist starters would be cool. How could they implement Protean? Honestly, I feel like type changing abilities would be kind of broken in this game. Oh yeah, this is my Entei. I forget. I didn't think this would be so soon. Behold, my dog. Or cat, dog, cat thing, beast. This is probably my luckiest catch in that, like, the odds of catching one with this kind of stats. Whenever this thing gets to level 75, it'll be really impressive, but it's going to be a long time before it ever gets there. This is just kind of mediocre, but it was... It was hungry. I tossed it a single biscuit and it mega hit. The beast is insane. Yeah, he really is. Yeah, there's not like a single sub skill I'd ask for a change. Other than maybe like inventory L could maybe be like skill trigger S, I guess. That'd probably be the only way it could improve. Or berry finding S. If inventory L was either berry finding S or skill trigger S, that'd be the only way it could get better, I think. But really, like, that's just nitpicking at that point. Like, anyway, this is just kind of mid, actually. And for Rosé, she is a bit more rare because she's a female, which you didn't know is rarer on evolutions. But I find that this is very useful in tandem with my Cresselia. Having the helping bonus is very powerful. Skill trigger S plus skill chance up is decent. It's 1.18 times 1.2 for how much it triggers, which is a 41.6% increase to skill trigger rate. So it's a little bit better than skill trigger M on its own, which would be a 36% chance increase. So it does proc a little bit more than skill trigger M on its own, but it also has helping bonus, which is just a nice add-on. And having Mono Milk has actually come in handy a lot. But most notably, having helping bonus with my Cress is just good synergy. I probably could have invested a better EV by this point, but I don't know. It's not a priority. Charge strength on Espeon seems so useless. I don't know if you've run the numbers then. Because it does not seem useless when I run the numbers on it. Here, oh, this is the thing from before. I mean, if you look at this... Let's see, if I pull in my Espeon... I mean, it produces 87,000 just naturally. Now, granted, this is compared to a level 70. Compared to level... If we bring them both to level 60... The Ninetales is only doing a little bit better, and also this is a little bit... Like, it's getting 62,000 strength just off of it raw. Granted, Ninetales is doing better, but this is also a phenomenal Ninetales compared to a very mid Espeon. If this mid Espeon was more of, like, comparable rarity, and we made it skill trigger M instead, you can see where it's, like, almost performing the same amount. Granted, this is both off-parry, though. Okay, maybe the... Okay, wait, maybe the Alolan Ninetales is not the best comparison. You can get what I'm saying, though. It's nice as a generalist. They also provide a lot of early game value. Oh, we're going to turn off autosave for a minute, so that it doesn't do that. Like, if I just compare level 1 compared to, let's say... I don't know, what's a Sceptile? One of the best generalists, one of the best berry specialists in the game, right? We'll compare it level 10, so we can give it berry finding S. You know what, we'll compare rarity to rarity. We'll give it berry finding S at level 10 as well. And look at that, 49,000 strength. It just doesn't feel all that useful, but if you actually run the numbers on it, it's actually a pretty solid main skill with how much it procs. It's just raw strength, just added. It's nice as a generalist that you can take to any island, and it's especially good when paired with Cresselia if you have one. So, that's where I use... I call it the Crespion combo. But not everyone has a Cresselia to make use out of that combo. Oh yeah, I eventually did get the Pawmot. I talked earlier about the Valentino concept. Of, like, settled for something else because it's what the game gives you. Now imagine Espeon with Umbreon's trigger rate. That would be broken. Anyway. Because what is Umbreon's trigger rate? Hold up. Umbreon's skill trigger rate is base 10.2%. Yeah, that's a significant upgrade from 4.7. It'd be more than double the productivity. That's just wild. But yeah, no, I eventually caught this Pawmot. He's a good Pawmot. He heals the team. I'm currently hunting the first 3 sub-skills and kind of overlooked the rest. Do you think that the arrival of level 75 in the game will shake up a lot of accounts? I don't really think so. I mean, Here's the thing. Level 75 is, like, even if it were unlocked today, if we could theoretically get there today, it's still such a high bar for investment. If we just look at, like, how much XP it takes. Let's see. If you ever look at this XP calculator, let's take a look at the detailed table. Look at how much XP is needed. It goes up by a percentage with like every single level, basically. And because now it takes the same amount of candies as XP, but also with the higher levels, it takes more shards per candy. So the dream shard scaling goes up even more. So like to go from level 65 to level 66, you can see that level 65 from level 0, it takes roughly 890,000 shards. To go up to level 66... Wait, 66? That's not in the game yet. They probably data mined the cost. So we're going to go back a level. 74 to... Like, it takes about 100,000 to just go from level 64 to 65. Almost. 100,000 shards for a single level. Meanwhile, back from, like, going from level 10... use 100,000 shards, that would take you to about level 43. So, like, it takes the same amount of shards to get from level 10 to level 43 as it takes to go up a single level from 64 to 65. That's so many shards. Like, even if they released it today, it's so tremendously costly. Now, XP as well, it's a little bit better of a curve, I will say that. If we go from 64 to 65, it is an additional, like, 3,000 experience points, roughly. Meanwhile, if we do that same comparison, 3,000 experience points from base, or from level 10, only gets you from, like, level 10 to, like, level 19. So, it's a difference of, like, 9 levels versus 1 level. But still, the shard cost is just so much more that I don't think anyone's going to reasonably be getting there anytime soon. And if you talk to a person that's starting the game today, would I change my advice about what investments are going to be good because now 75 is unlocked? No, because level 75 is going to be so far down the road for them, it might take them multiple years before they ever have a single level 75 Pokemon. So I don't think it changes how we should evaluate Pokemon, other than once we get to that point, we can maybe start considering, but like, to just wait that long, most of the time you're going to catch something that's better within earlier levels before you'd be able to get it to that level point, before you'd be able to get it to that level threshold. So it's like, I probably am not ever going to recommend it. Like, it's probably not going to change how we look at Pokemon. We're still probably primarily going to stick to the first 3 sub-skills. And then, like, if things get nicer at level 75, that's a nice added bonus. Yeah, the Open Hunt is on. Oh, yes, shards. It gets so expensive with shards. Yeah, gonna want something that shines versus is just okay for those costs. 75 feels so weird because at least myself just overlook the 75, 100 sub-skills and stop assessing at 60. That's pretty much what I do. Levels 75 and 100 are what I call the tiebreaker sub-skills. That, like, if there's something that's nice there, and I have, like, 2 Pokemon where it's like, okay, I have this guy that has Berry Finding S helping bonus, and this guy has Berry Finding S help bonus, and, like, and I'm like, okay, they both have those 2 sub-skills. They both have neutral natures. What do I go to next? What's the level 75 sub-skill? This one has Help Speed S. This one has Inventory Up L. I'll invest the one that has Helping Speed S because it's the tiebreaker. But even in that circumstance, it's not perfect because I may actually favor ingredient lists. Honestly, I think I might favor ingredient lists over the level 75 sub-skill, to be honest. Because there are sometimes interesting synergies with having certain ingredient lists on Berry Specialist if you can use those ingredients as part of the meal. So, that's also a consideration. Level 75 is just so ridiculously far away that, like, a lot of the Mon's lifespan is going to be pre-level 75. Years of the Mon's lifespan is likely to be pre-level 75. Do you really want to spend years waiting for it to come online? I guess that's up to you, but if we look at how much it's increased in XP count to go from level... okay, from level 10 to get to level 65. Or, we're assuming about 10 more levels, right? If we consider roughly the same curve, to go from level 55 to level 65, it takes 24,481 experience. So, let's see. 24,481. To go from 45 to 55, it takes 11,776. So that means it takes 2.08, roughly, 2.08 times the amount of XP to go from level 45 to 55 as what it takes to go from 55 to 65. If we were to take that same thing and apply that from going from 55 to 65, or from 65 to 75, and assume like roughly the same amount of scaling, it's not perfect because it's probably going to follow some slightly different curves, but it'd be times the 24,481. That means it's going to take roughly 50,893 experience to go from 65 to 75. If we were to compare that from what it goes from level 10, that's like leveling a Pokemon from level 10 to level 61. To go from level 65 to level 75, it's likely to cost the same amount of experience, not even shards, not even counting shard count, but it's likely to take the same amount of experience as what it takes to go from level 10 to level 61. Think about how difficult it is to level a Pokemon to level 61, and now think of trying to do that after level 65 to get to level 75. That's what we're likely going to encounter. Years, exactly. Unless they do like they did in Pokemon Go and alter the XP curve. Which they could do, and they kind of actually have done. If we look at the... You can't really see it very well here because this is the actual, like, XP required. But if you were to see the change in XP required, it actually does level off. So, like, the slope of these later levels is actually less than the slope of these lower levels. You just can't see it because from here it looks like it's still going up. Or, like, no, the slope of the change. That's what it is. The slope's still increasing. It's still going up exponentially, but the change in the slope, the derivative of this, you'd see it curve off. That's what I'm trying to say. And the derivative of the derivative would actually be negative. So, that's... Or, wait, negative? Or... It's been a while since I've done anything calculus, I'll be honest. So, yeah, they have actually kind of started to change the leveling curve, but it's still going up, is what's important. And it's still going up in a way that it's going up by more every time that it goes up. So, it might not quite be that it takes the same as going from level 10 to level 61, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same as what it takes to go from level 10 to level 60. To be quite frank. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be the same amount as going from level 10 to level 60 to go from level 65 to level 75. Those 10 levels are going to cost way, way more. And in Dream Shard expense, if we did the same math, oh man, it's going to be a lot more. Let me tell you. Wish you had ways to target what we want during a candy boosting event. Feels like every island is just too crowded. Well, fortunately, they're addressing that issue. Oh, wow. We've been streaming for so long that we just had the music reset. Cool. Okay. If you haven't seen yet, Future Features and Adjustments, Volume 6. In this news, they announced, they addressed that specifically. With this. Difficulty of encountering, or points considered currently in development. We're considering incremental improvements to address issues caused by the increase in the number of Pokemon arrivals. Difficulty of encountering Pokemon you want during sleep research. For the summer update, which we don't know what the summer update's going to be, when that's going to be, We are considering adjusting the types of Pokemon you can encounter in each area. This is directly addressing that exact problem. Because I think everyone's kind of been feeling on that. Version 3. Chance. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna guess that 3.5 is the one. Wait, ahead of the Latios and the Soldier. Oh, okay. So 3.5 must be for Latios and the Soldier. We were talking about this in the Discord the other day, so it's kind of throwing me off. Okay. And then, yeah, they're fixing that. And then they also are saying difficulty raising. Maybe this will also counteract everything that I just discussed. Because it looks like they're trying to make it that Pokemon XP gains are going to be easier to get. So that's good. Because, my gosh, if I have to spend so many shards, oh gosh. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. These dream shards. Oof. Should I do that same math again? Let's just do that same math again. I just want to know. If we're going from level 55 to 65, it costs how many shards? 633, 577? Wow, that's just absurd. Oh wait, that's if you're candy boosting. Whoops. Let's fix that. I don't want to be candy boosting for this. Okay, it's 594109. That's something interesting. It actually takes only like 100,000 less shards. That's intriguing because it takes less candy, so like that's really interesting. Maybe Candy Boost isn't as expensive as we think it is. Your channel deserves more views and more members. Well, thank you. Glad to take the kind words. But yeah, it costs 594,000. Versus now, if we go down to level 45 to level 55, we 143,380. That's 4.1 times. So times 594,109. Yeah, going from level 65 to 75, if it follows the same projections based off of that, then going those last 10 levels will probably cost about 2.4 million shards per Pokemon. If it follows all the same projections and they don't curve things off. 2.4 million shards per Pokemon going from level 65 to 75. Consider that. I currently have the amount of shards to afford one. That is just wacky. Wackadoo. Currently, I think you can go from levels 1 to 65 candy boosting the whole way, and it won't even cost that much. Well, sleep is beating me. Thanks for the stream. Have a good evening, everyone. Yeah, have a good evening yourself, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, currently you could get, like, 3 Pokemon to level 65 with the amount that it would take to get 1 Pokemon to... I hope they curve that off a little bit, because that is absurd. That is so many shards. I hope my calculations there do not hold true. And I hope they make it easier. Oh. But yeah. Pokemon Sleep. It is a game that takes a lot of time. And a lot of resources. I was thinking about like how much I've put into like this game already. And like when you run calculations like that, it just seems sad almost. Like even if we bump this up to like the candy boost for Christmas, which is like 3,500. Or that's not really per day. That's more just across like an entire. Technically, that's per the whole week. But even if we said 3,500 per day and did the whole table from level 1 to 65, it would cost. Yeah, roughly the amount that it would take to get 1 Pokemon from. Woof. I'm not looking forward to these next couple levels. That's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be real expensive. That's all I gotta say. Be ready with your shards, people. If you wonder why I run Swalot like 24/7, this is the exact reason why. Because of situations like this. Anyway, oh, would you look at that? I think we're getting to Master 12. Ain't that neat? Anyway, it is about that time that I think I'm going to call it a night. So, thank you all to everyone who has tuned in. I've had a blast with this stream. I don't really necessarily have my full plans for the Latios event. But to be honest, I might just take it chill. Looking at, like, and addressing my goals and concerns, I may not really push all that much, to be honest. I could do all the prep, the grind that I typically do, but, like, looking at it, I can probably just run this team and be fine. But that does mean I probably should use Candy Boost for Flygon and Dragonite. Because I am kind of not quite there on candies for those Pokemon. So, yeah, it'd get me to like 6.8 million. Although, I don't currently have Bulldoze, Guac, and Chips at that level. I have it at level 53. So it would be a significantly weaker team. Because this would be not level 65, it'd be 53. When did I make it to get it to level 53? Okay, basically 6 million. But that's still well beyond Master 20. Anyway, yeah. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a great night. I hope you all have a good rest of your night. And I hope you all have a good Latios event if I don't have another stream before then. Latios events can be kind of weird for me because I am supposed to